What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without faint, where we encourage us to live our life well through the knowledge of factual truth because knowledge is spring. Without knowledge, you cannot do anything in this world. Without knowledge, you are a slave. Knowledge makes you unfit to be a slave. No one can enslave you when you know the truth because those who enslave others are those who, claim to know better than them or know more than them. Then they want to enslave them. They don't want them to know the truth. They create secret society. They create religion. They create institutions to hide the truth. But the knowers like myself, we reveal the truth, we show the truth, we spread the truth. And that's why I want to share with us today what I titled Reality over Revelation. Revelation is good if it is about you, if it is about your history, if it's about your past, if it's about your future, it's good. But the other revelation which the world has been deceived with is what you don't need for any reason. In the matters of life, in the issues of life, you don't need the revelation of God. You don't need the manifestation of God. You don't need the revelation of Jesus. You don't need the manifestation of Jesus. There is no such thing as the life of God. There's no such thing as the power of God. There's no such thing as the life of Jesus Christ. There's no such thing as the power of Jesus Christ. You are the one that gives God or Jesus life and power. If you don't believe them, if you don't believe whoever teach you them, they have no life and they have no power over you. You have to train yourself to put reality over revelation. What you really need in reality is the revelation of reality, the revelation of the truth, the revelation of facts. What show you this is how it goes, this is how it can work. Because that is only way you can build. You cannot build anything through spirit. You cannot build anything through spirituality. You cannot build anything through religion. You cannot build anything through faith. You cannot build anything through belief. It is through knowledge. That's where science comes in. That's where you can talk about mathematics, algebra, alphabet and all that through knowledge. And when you know you are master, no one can be your master. When you know you are God, you can create because you do what you know. You create what you know. You can't create what you believe. So for you to arrive to that level of knowledge, in other words, you have put things together and said, this is how it works. And you tested it and it works. You have wisdom and you have that knowledge. You know how things work. So revelations you have in the name of dream, vision, trance, they are not real. They are just revelation, not reality. But you have to work, you have to labor to put that's where you come to engage your mind, engage your brain, to put those things you see or you saw together. Then you bring it into fruition, you bring it into reality. You put reality over revelation. Then if somebody else have that revelation or have that dream or have that vision and come to share it with you, that's hearsay. That's the worst thing you can ever build your life on. That's why you see people that are following the spiritualists or prophets and all that. Their life is miserable. because those things will make you confused and easy to be led, easy to be controlled, easy to be taught by even people you're supposed to know better than. So basing your life on revelation will confuse you. It will even devastate your life. You don't know your life. That's why you see people like that going around looking for who will tell them or who will see for them the purpose of their life, of the purpose for their life. Why am I here? And some of them who are confused about life, they tell you, you know, we are just here now. There's no purpose of us being here. There's no reason for us being here. Life is meaningless. No. If life is meaningless, you can't even be saying anything. Your life is not meaningless. You don't need any God to give your life a meaning. You don't need any Jesus to give your life a meaning. You don't need faith to give your life a meaning. No, your life itself is meaningful. For the fact you are living, that's a meaningful life. You have been doing something. Who dressed you up this morning? Who dressed you up? Who get out of that bed? Who get up from that? Who went and used restroom? You did that, yet you say your life is meaningless. Who went and walked? Who came online? You. But you don't value those things because you are somehow greedy, or they taught you to chase the wind. Then you think, oh, because I don't have so things, my life is meaningless. Oh, because I don't have money, my life. How can you say you don't have money when you're online? It takes money for you to be online, so you have money. But you have been miseducated, you have been misinformed, you have been programmed to see yourself as meaningless. And you think you can find meaning by believing in certain God no one have seen at any time, in certain Savior they claim that died for you, yet you are still doing the same bullshit they say he died for, because they lie to you. Remember what I said earlier, that if it requires your faith, it is fake, it is scam, it is a lie. Trash it. Don't accept it for any reason. But it's a shame that today people are paying for scam. People are paying for lies. People are paying for fake. And they say it's true. You see them buying the pictures of Jesus that they never seen. Jesus that never existed. You see them buying the books written in the name of God and Jesus they have not seen. You see them giving offering and tithe for people who are preaching to them God and Jesus they have not seen. So you see those smart criminals taking advantage of their gullibility, now selling faith and hope to them, enriching themselves. Those ministers, the anointing behind them is the masses, the ignorant masses that are following them. That is the anointing of those men of God. Without those people, they have no anointing, they have no power. Our people say Igwebike. That's why you can see somebody like Apostle Suleiman or Bishop Oyedebe, or you see them bragging because they have the masses behind them. And that's why you see even some government officials respecting them or bowing before them or afraid of them, because they want to use them also to get those masses. But knowledge will set you free from that confusion, so you don't devastate your life anymore. You need to know that you are greater than your revelation. You are greater than their revelations. You are greater than the revelation. It doesn't matter how it comes. You are greater than that. And that's why I am here to encourage you to live your life. You don't need the manifestation of God and Jesus Christ. You don't need the revelation of God and Jesus Christ. They are useless to you. They cannot help you in times of need. I want you to use your family these two problems I want you to use. First is your family problem. Use it to see that God does not exist and God cannot do anything. It's useless in reality. God and Jesus. Use your family problem. Who is solving your family problem? At least learn from your family problem, learn from yourself. You are the one putting food on that table. You are the one putting clothes on the backs of your children. You are the one doing all that. Yes, some of you have been brainwashed to say, oh, it is God. It's by God's grace. It's by God's strength. We are nothing. It is God that make it possible. Have you seen this God before? No. But you can see yourself. You want to see the real God, you must praise for your sources. Just check for a mirror. Look into that mirror. You will see the real God. Thank that God. Praise that God. Worship that God. If you're a man, if you're a woman, that goddess is right there. That's the goddess you need. Understand that your family problem proves that God and Jesus cannot solve anything, cannot do anything. You believe God created you. If truly that God created you, God would have been solving your problem. Those who manufactured cars fix cars when it has problem. You believe God created you, but God cannot solve any of your problem. Learn from your family problem. You may say, oh, I'm rich. Maybe I'm living in abroad or in a city or making things for myself. But your family, there's problem in your family. You know how your siblings depend on you, how your parents depend on you. All those things are your family problem, and they should teach you that there's no God. And if your family is a religious family, they believe in a certain God or the other, then you're supposed to know that that God is useless, and you have to call them to their senses. But how can you call your siblings and your parents to their senses when you're also lost, when you have not regained your own senses? You still believe in God. But those of us like myself that have discovered the truth and trust God and everything, Jesus or everything, faith and the fear of God and all that bullshit. Yes, it is our duty to call our siblings, our parents, our friends, our neighbors, our community, our people back to their senses. Let them tag you whatever they want. Don't worry about it. You know better than them. If you know better than you know the reason why sometimes when your children talk, you just, put them aside because you know better than them. They don't know. They don't know better, but you do. Children believe. They don't know. And you believe because you don't know. But when you know, faith sees, belief sees, even fear sees. You will not fear when you have knowledge. You will not have faith when you have knowledge. Because knowledge will teach you, will help you to live your life well. You live your life as it ought to, as it's supposed to, as it have to, as it need to. Not living by chance, but living by knowledge. But you know what you are doing and you know what it takes, and you go after it and get it done. You can only get the job done through knowledge, not through faith, and not by grace. So learn from your family problem. Let your family problem teach you that God cannot solve your problem, but you can. God cannot do anything, but you can. People are more important than God. You are more important than God. The reason why when you have need, you rush to people and begin to raise money or begin to call for their help is to show that you people are better than God. People are better than God, and you are part of that people. People cannot help you if you don't, agree with them. So you thank people, you thank yourself, but stop thanking God and Jesus for anything. They are non-existent and useless to you. The second thing you must learn from is financial problem. Today, many people have financial problem because money has been exalted. Money is God. Everybody worship under the sun. Many people now believe that without money, their life is meaningless. Without money, what are they living for? So they are out to make that money. By all means, it doesn't matter. They can betray their people. They can sell out their people. They can kill their people just for money. Anything to bring development to their people, they say no, for their own pocket. And they play in the hand of the oppressors. They become slave catchers for the enslavers. They are catching their brethren. They are catching their brothers and sisters for the slave master. And they call it they are training them. They're educating them. No. You are part of our problem. You are our enemy. Although you are our brother, although you are our sister, but you are our enemy because you are working for our enemies. Learn from your financial problem. God and Jesus cannot solve it, but you can. You need money. You have to go work for it, or beg for it, or steal it. But there is no God, no Jesus that can make anything happen. You go about, maybe somebody see you and give you money because he see. Remember what I say? I say because he see that you look like you need it. It's not any God that used that person. No. It is human thing. When people look at, that's why when you meet people, they ask you, how are you? How are you? How are you? Then some of you will lie. They say, how are you? You say, all is well. How are you? Thank God. How are you? The Lord is good. When you are suffering, learn to say the truth. It's true that they taught us all those words, and we thought is the right thing to do or normal thing to do. It's not. We lie daily. When you preach God, that God exists, you are lying. When you preach Jesus, that Jesus exists, you are lying. And you see majority of people lying. When you hear the president of America said, God bless America, that president is lying. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter their status. Many people today, especially many poor people, they still believe in God and Jesus because they look up to the rich and the maybe powerful men. They say if they believe in God, but you don't know that they want you to believe there is God so that you don't resist their power over you, their influence over you. That's why politicians need religious leaders. Because religious leaders will make you to endure hardship, endure injustice, endure bad government. Just don't worry. God will visit them. God will punish them. Because behind the politicians are giving them money, or behind politicians are supporting them. And they know that politicians can close them down. There's no God that can stop politicians from closing down that church or that mosque or that temple or that synagogue. So that's why they try to work with them, because that's how religion actually came to Africa and influenced Africa through military might, politics. That's how they begin to conquer us. Somebody say you don't know how these people convince us. No, they did not convince our ancestors. Our ancestors fought. Our ancestors are better than us. They resisted white men. They fought the missionaries. Though they lied to you, telling you our ancestors were eating missionaries, it's a lie. It would have been better if we have eaten them. But we never did. Look at your own self. You are one with your ancestors. You don't have such in you. It was not in your ancestors. It has been in them. That one that engages in human sacrifice. That one that engages in worshiping idols. That one engages in worshiping what you don't know. Believing what you don't know. Following the crowd. But when you look at African spirituality, for example, look at African spirituality. African spirituality is not against any other faith. It doesn't matter. They don't care about what you say you believe. You stay on your lane. But you see today, people that we are forced to embrace Christianity, Islam in Africa, they tell you believe what you believe. It's African spirituality that taught people to believe what they believe. So long you are not using it against someone else. But religion forces people to believe what they believe. And they kill you for not believing it. That's why they say that their God loves you. He gave his son. That if you believe, you will not perish. But if you don't believe, you're already condemned. You have that death sentence on you for not believing. They call you infidel, they can cut off your head. Yet they tell you that their God is a merciful God, is a peaceful God, or a God that love you. But that God is actually wicked. And so is everyone that believes in that God. But look at your financial problem. Learn from the so-called ministers of God. If there is God that can solve any financial problem, if you pay tithe or give offering, those ministers will not ask for tithe and offering in the first place. Think about it. If God can supply your need, don't you think He's supposed to supply the needs of those He sent, those His servants, the prophets, those His evangelists, those His pastors, those His apostles, those His women and men of God? If God can solve any financial problem, they tell you God gives money. The money you have is gift of God. Is God that you see people lying. They sing it even in music, in songs. They make songs out of it. They write books out of it, telling you that God is blessing you financially, so you have to give God percentage of it. Somebody make fun of it. Say stupid thing. Imagine your mother cook big pot of rice. Yeah? Then he serve all of you and your siblings. Everybody have their own plate. Then your mother demand that you have to give up 2 spoons from your plate, 2 spoons of rice to show appreciation. It doesn't make sense, but that's what religion taught us. We go to the extent of killing our brothers and sisters for that God. If that God is real, let that God make our brothers and sisters to at least believe in Him if He can do anything at all. Think about it. You Muslims that are out, maybe saying you can kill your siblings or that, or you Christians that are saying your siblings will go to hell for not believing you are bullshit. If your God has any power at all to do anything, and if your prayer works, can't you pray and ask that God to change those your siblings instead of you hating them and killing them? Stop being stupid for that God. Let your financial problem teach you that God cannot solve your problem, any of your problem. For the fact the ministers of God are going about begging people for money through donation, through offering, through tithe. They make up many things. How they rob people, how they ask people, how to beg people for money. Then they brag it is God blessing them. Some of them even invest in stocks, in some business. Some of them have businesses going on, and they tell you it is God blessing them. A majority of people don't care to ask questions because you think if you ask questions, the wrath of God will come upon you. Fuck that God and fuck His wrath. I am the living example that God cannot curse you, God cannot bless you, God cannot do anything to you or for you. God is too useless to do anything to you or for you. It is people who are doing those things in the name of that God. It is people who are fighting for that God. It is people who are speaking for that God. Who do you speak for? Who do you fight for? Is he not somebody that is not able to do that? Or somebody that is not present to do that? Your father is not where you are, but when you hear somebody curse your father, you fight. Because that your father is not there. You are there representing your father. But you believe your God is everywhere. Your God is almighty. That He don't need your help. Then you are the one speaking for God. You are the one fighting for God. Your life and your attitude about God proves that there is no God. And God cannot do anything for or to anyone. So you don't need anything, any revelation or manifestation of God. They make you believe, oh, God will reveal Himself to you. God will manifest to you. That's nonsense. If God exists, He wouldn't need to reveal Himself to you or manifest to you. He will just show up and be helping you. You will not pray. For the fact you are praying, prove that there is no God. Because if there is God that sees all things and has all power, you will not have to pray. He will just make sure you are needed. Do you pray for the sun to rise in the morning? Or for you to see the light of the sun? No, you don't pray for that. Because the sun exists. It shines when it is time. And each time, everybody know that time. It's not something you gaze. It's not something you pray to know. When they ask you to pray to know God or keep believing until you know God, that's a lie. That's why I say if it requires your faith, it is a pure lie. Stop believing it. There's nothing the wrath of God can do to you or for you. If there is wrath of God, that wrath would have destroyed the poverty in your family as we speak. If you're from Africa, you can't come from Africa and telling me you are rich. Not even the richest man in Africa is still poor. He's poor. He cannot live his life where he's living in fear, living in the every time. The poorest person in America is richer and better than the richest man in Africa. You can argue all you want. Say, it's bullshit. And that's why they have to travel to abroad to have a meaning. Even though they are rich, they cannot be in Africa. No, they have to identify with the Americans, with the Europeans, with the Asians. I see Dangote doing a commercial in America here. I think on CNN. How many white people do you see? They are like, yeah, they are doing commercial in Nigerian television to have a meaning. But you know, when you see Dangote commercial in CNN, oh man, that man is rich. Learn from your family problem and your financial problem. You traveled abroad like myself, and you are making money, and you still talking about God. Can't you see, even sometimes when you are sick, you still have to go to work because you don't want to lose your job. You scared at the thought of losing your job. Now you see the COVID vaccine. Some of you that were against vaccine say you will never take it. Okay, you want to travel now, you have to take it. You want to participate in sport or things, you have to. I said this to you when it was coming out. Because it's still bullshit. Are you not traveling with passport? Why do you need a passport to travel if the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof? If all of us are one humankind and human race, and this world belongs to all of us, why do you need passport to travel at all? But you have to have it. Without it, you will not travel. Even if you have all the money in the world, without passport, you will not travel. If there is God, that's your family problem. That your financial problem would have been over a long time ago. In fact, it will not exist before you were, because your parents would have been rich before you were born, and they will supply everything you need. But see how you are suffering. Some of you, your parents were, doing good when you were born, but after something happened, they become poor. You start suffering. You have to go and serve another man, live in another man's house for years. Then later they settle you. You still have the God to defend God. They say there is God. And you go to build church for God. You go to do things for God. Why you go to foreign land to work and labor, make money? Then you return. I build church for St. John. I build church for my Anglican church or Catholic church, or for my Pentecostal church. I give land to the church. Revelation is for robbery. See, revelation of God, revelation of Jesus, they are designed to rob you. They rob you your mind first. They rob you your brain first. So you don't think for yourself. Then they rob you your hard-earned money. They rob you your time. They rob you your personality. Everything that matters to you, they rubbish. They say, no, you are rubbish. You are unworthy. Only God is worthy. If you have faith, then God can make you worthy. That you see how they put it in the Bible, a woman is not permitted to speak because they are the one that brought curse. Then they can only be saved by faith. That's how they put it. A woman is not permitted to speak in the church. Then because man was created first, then woman comes second and brought man. Imagine that. A woman that was created later brought the man that created first down. Don't you see that story does not make sense? Adam was there first. It's like telling me your child brought you down. When you know better than your child, a little child, you are there first. You're supposed to know better. But because he created you ignorant, you didn't know. Then this woman now come and see the light and eat the fruit, and the womb have that knowledge. And the ignorant one, when they, of course, they must follow. That's how man goes. No matter the law of God, you see how people of God are chasing money. The law of God will not stop them from chasing money. They can become friend friend to the friend of the world, soil their hand with the world just for money. Yet they tell you they believe in God. You have to learn that revelation is for robbery. That's why they make up those teachings, those doctrines, to exploit you. And you see many people following them, many people defending them. When you dare to expose their lies, expose their scam, expose their fake or fakery, now they talk against you because they are used as police dogs. They are used as swine to turn around and tear you apart. How dare you question our God? How dare you question our man of God? How dare you criticize the man of God? Or they say, yo, it's those people that don't have anything doing that one criticizing. It's not true. There is nobody that is living that is not criticizing anybody. Unless you are dead. For you not to criticize anyone, it means you are dead. But if you are alive, you are breathing, you must criticize. It's a must. It's natural. When you see something wrong, you have to speak up. That's criticism. It doesn't mean you hate the people. It means you hate the lie they are living. You hate their hypocrisy. And you are out to expose them. Reality is for living, while revelation is for robbery. Reality is for living. What your hand find to do, anything you can do, you do it because there is no knowledge in the grave. No, there's no skill in the grave. There's no reward in the grave. It's right here. You sow, you reap, you walk. That's it. You walk, you get paid. You reap what you sow. There's no amount of sowing you can do in the name of God that you can reap back. That's why you come there. You did not come empty-handed, but you leave empty-handed. You need to wake up and trust them. He said, if you does not walk, you don't need. I think if any man refuse to walk, they should also not eat. If you don't walk, you will not eat. Unless you are ready to beg to eat or to steal to eat. But if you want to eat your own bread, satisfactory, then you have to walk. And there is no devil, there's no God that can stop you from reaping what you sow. Because the earth is part of you, it is your home. Can anyone stop you from eating from what you have in your house, in your home? No. There is nothing. There's no force. There's no God. There's no devil that can stop you from reaping what you sowed in the earth. When you see your descendants or family or family or dead, your deceased or dead family member in the dream, what does that tell you? Does that mean it's reality? Does that mean, oh, they exist? But that's how people made up things and begin to talk about spirituality and religion. There is heaven, there is hell, all that. Our people believe is when bad person dies, that bad person becomes evil spirit. And when good person dies, that good person becomes good spirit. It is a belief, just spirituality, religion. It has nothing to do with reality. Don't you see your dead loved ones in the dream sometimes? Don't you see them? But when you wake up, do you see them around? Or maybe you saw them in your village. When you travel to your village, will you see them there? No, why? Because they have died. It's still your thoughts that is wandering, seeing some wonderful things. that scare you sometimes or makes you happy sometimes. Because your thought life is eternal. You are made of thought. I mean, you are thought, you are thought life. That's why you can think. Your thought cannot be dead. Your thought cannot be enslaved. It cannot be caged. It wonders and see wonders in your past, in your future. So in your presence where you are, your present where you are, you can use it to live better, not to scare you. But because you have faith or belief or some nonsense they taught you, that's why you're scared of them. But you're supposed to master them. Master those revelations. Put reality over revelation. What you saw in your dream, in your vision, in your revelation, they seem to be real, but it's not. When you wake up, they are not there. What are you supposed to do? Keep wondering about that or face reality? Know what you need to do. You need food on your table. What can revelation put food on your table? No. But from there, you can get a message what to do. Maybe you saw that you are a dead family member to show you, listen, you can also leave. This person wants to leave. Time is coming when you also die. But why are you still seeing them? Because they are not dead. You are not also not dead. The thought life never dies. There's no place they are waiting. No. The earth. Where are you? The earth. That's where you are. You are not in any heaven. You are not in any spiritual world. You are in this, your eternal home. You are taught wonders and see wonders. You can also think up wonderful things to achieve. You have that ability. You can imagine things and begin to do. You cannot imagine things into existence. No. You can never declare things into existence. My lie. Your thoughts and words, and when something happens, they say we send our thoughts and prayers. That's bullshit. No. You don't think things into reality. You don't speak things into reality. No. You do things, you build them into reality. And that's how you build wonders. That's how you become wonders. People wonder how you did that. Our ancestors thought, and they built great pyramids, the Sphinx, and great structures, and left them as example for us. But why people deceive you, telling you they are idols, they made idols, those things are idols. No. But you see them in their museum where they are making money of them. And you still believe your ancestors worship demons. To the extent you even rejected your own mother. For their own mother they created, they tell you Mary is the mother of God. And the God is your father. God is not your father. God is not your father. But let me challenge you. How many of you will say, may the spirit of my father possess me for exploits? God is not your father. Jesus is not your father. How many of you can boldly say, let the spirit of my father possess me for exploits? I don't believe in spirit. They don't. But you that believe that nonsense they give you in Christianity, in Islam, and Judaism, and you're an African. There's no true African that belongs to Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. No. It's converted Africans that claim to be Hebrew Israelites, to be Jews, to be Christians, to be Muslims, even to be traditionalists. In my tongue, they say they're ordinary people. Ordinary people believe in the bullshit in the Bible. Their messages, they align it with the Bible. When God did this, when God created, when God created, because all of us, we are slaves. And they teach us Bible in schools. Any African that you see that can speak English, have the knowledge of either Bible or Quran. And imagine them. They think, okay, we are doing it in ordinary way. No, that's confusion. And that's why it's busting. What you imagine to do, be out to do it. You are unstoppable. Not just believing it, not just saying it. No. You have to grow up beyond believing. Believing without seeing is stupidity. If you believe, then see what you believe. If you don't see it, stop believing it. Do what you know. Let your final decision be based on reality, not on revelation of God, not on manifestation of God, not on revelation of Jesus, not on manifestation of Jesus, but on reality. Put reality over revelation. Put reality over religion. Put reality over God. Put reality over Jesus. Live your life humanly. Stop living in fear. Stop living by faith. You are a human being. You are 100% perfect. You don't need the help of God. You don't need the help of Jesus. If you need help, that's why you have a family. If we have been misguided to seek help outside our family because they divided us in the name of God and Jesus. We don't value family anymore, but we value neighbors. You know, no more brotherhood and sisterhood. It's neighborhood. Oh, family is not by blood. Family is by blood. And blood is thicker than water. Blood speaks. Understand that your life must be based on reality because you are real. You can feel yourself. You can touch yourself. You can use yourself. But the last question I have for you in this video is this: what can you do with God and Jesus? The answer is simple: nothing at all. God and Jesus are useless, are non existent to you. They cannot help you, but you can help yourself. So think about it. Put reality over revelation. Whatever they see for you or whatever you see for yourself, always put reality over revelation, and you will have that peace of mind. They are dying or praying to get. Just know yourself and leave you. God.